amaphoyisa njengamanje kumele engabe abopha uLongwe Thwala for killing uSenzo. Senzo was shot by Ulongwe Thwala. There was no one who entered the house. Bese ebopha all these police who have defeated the ends of justice. Senzo was shot by Ulongwe Thwala. Listen. A call was made by Tumelo. The first call when Senzo was shot. What Tumelo, a boyfriend Kazandi, of which he didn't know by name, had shot Senzo, and then a phone was dropped. At the background, Ukeli, she was crying, Senzo. And that information was given to the SAPS. Why they do not want to arrest
Khumalo Longwe exposed yet again. And it's funny because these people, whenever they expose this lady, they don't know that actually they are exposing this lady. Now, Tumelo tells us a story of Khumalo, one refusing to hand over the car. But I think that was not the gist of the matter. The gist of the matter, where it takes the nail on the coffin, was when Khumalo refused to grant police access. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, who in the world will refuse to grant police access? Remember, let me go back a little bit. Remember that according to the police, Colonel Stein, Lambasta's Colonel Stein, he has testified that from the family, nobody ever made a call to the police, nobody called the ambulance, right? So move away from that day now. Now police are busy with their investigation. This same person does not want to cooperate with the police going forward, and we still want to, or people are still forcing us to see Khumalo as an innocent person because they, you know what I'm saying, want to portray her as innocent person. And what I've just noticed right now is that the channels that are not in favor of Khumalo, or that speaks the truth as it is, becomes now a target. These people are inside these comments, you know what I'm saying. But again, today I want us to unpack what is transpiring as of now, but on the later stage I'm gonna come back with a full episode. In this episode I've noted probably 5 things that I want us to talk about as far as what is that this case is concerned. Tumelo Madlala, who's currently on the stand. So we are about to do that, provided that you are interested. If you are interested, then please stick around. As you stick around, guys, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you do comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of those nice things, good people? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. Remember, we are on our journey to 20,000 subscribers before the end of August, right? So we need 8,000 more subscribers right now. And I'm definitely sure we'll pull those numbers, right? Speaking about us pulling those numbers, good people, you need to like the video. It helps. It tells the algorithm to promote this video further. You need to watch this video till the end. You also need to comment. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. It helps. We need to take this episode to 100,000, and it will get there. I'm definitely sure about that. Now, today we have a guy on the stand called Tumelo Madlala. Tumelo Madlala's story is more or less like collaborated. Let's not lie. The story is corroborated. However, you need to follow the story very carefully. As you follow the story very carefully, you begin to see, oh, okay, and then the story is collaborated as well, you know, as it proceeds. Now, the other thing that I noticed, I have about 5 points here, if not 6. The thing that I've noticed here is, number one, Khumalo refused to hand over the car. That was even a legal look. That was an advice from the police to say, this car belongs to Senzo Meyiwa. You are not married to Senzo Meyiwa. Therefore, you need not to drive this car. And Kelly Khumalo said, "Who are you to tell me not to drive this car? This is my baby daddy's car. I'm gonna drive that car." And then Tumelo Madlala goes back to KZN because this incident is happening in Gauteng. The reason I need to mention all of these details now, I've just made, when I was reading your comments, I saw you guys from UK. People are watching me from UK. I saw people from Australia. I saw people from the Saudi Arabia. I saw people from United States of America. I forgot if I'm forgetting other people. Please. My apologies. I know for a fact that Namibia is also busy in my comment section below. You know what I'm saying? So now I must give these little details because I understand some of you guys you are not natural, you are not originally from this country. Some of you have never visited this country, but you're following this case. Now, the place or the incident, the place in which this incident took place, it is in Johannesburg. So Tumelo Madlala traveled back to KZN. KZN is a different province, right? So you travel probably with a car, you'll travel around 4 to 5 sometimes it's 6 hours, depends with the driver as well. But if you were to travel from Joburg to strictly KZN, it's how many kilometers? Is it not 700 kilometers? But it's quite a distance. So Tumelo drives back, and then there's something that happens there. He explains to this parents, he's talking to Senzo Meyiwa's mother, and what is happening is that the first question that the mother is asking, how do you drive my child's car when my child is dead, when he's already dead? And then Tumelo says, no, the girlfriend took the car and he refused, even when the police told her that driving this car at this moment is not advised, right? There is a point that we need to touch when it comes to Longwe. Hey, my God, you want a Longwe, yeah. Okay, so Kelly Khumalo refused to give the car back to the look. At least give the car to the family. You will remember that he was even tracked down by the bank in order to repossess the car. There is something as well that I've noticed while we are still on Senzo Meyiwa's father, right? So you will remember that in the video that I've played before, Senzo Meyiwa's father received a call from Tumelo informing him about the incident that your son Senzo Meyiwa was shot by who? Maybe I need to play that so that you hear it yourself, right? He received a call. There is something we need to note about that relationship. Listen to this first.
Amaphoyisa njengamanje kumele engabe abopha uLongwe Thwala for killing uSenzo. Senzo was shot by uLongwe Thwala. There was no one who entered the house. Bese ebopha all these police who have defeated the ends of justice. Usenzo was shot by uLongwe Thwala. Listen. A call was made by Tumelo. The first call when Usenzo was shot. What Tumelo? A boyfriend Kazandi, of which he didn't know by name, had shot Usenzo, and then a phone was dropped. At the background, Ukeli, she was crying, and that information was given to the SAPS. Why they do not want
to so having listened to what the father of Senzo Meyiwa has said, now listen carefully. For the fact that previously Tumelo had direct access to the father, but their relationship soured, what caused that relationship to sour? You know what caused that? It is simply because Tumelo Madlala decided to be a sellout and then change the story that he told the father from the beginning, and that is where the relationship between Senzo Meyiwa's father and Tumelo soured. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm glad you get it. You get it. Now, there is a lie. Hey, guys, do you remember what Zandi Khumalo said? Zandi Khumalo said something that when they drove back from the hospital, which is it's a private hospital, it's Butsilong Hospital. When they went back home, do you remember that according to Zandi Khumalo, Tumelo was in the car. Tumelo said, "No, I went in a different car." Not in a car with Zandi Khumalo and all the stuff. It was me and the lady. Do you see? Hey guys. Now, also there's something that is being said here. Let's move to this this expose. Hey, guys, go big like case le. Go be. Do you remember that Mtokozi said, whilst they were in Malabatin, there were two people that arrived there. He doesn't remember who are they. Now you will remember that Tumelo has been at Malabatin for quite a number of times, right? Tumelo tells us that the people that appeared there, it's Chico Twala as well as Longwe Twala. And Tozi said, "No, I don't know who are these people. We're in a distance." But now Tumelo has then took us into confidence and said those people that were there actually was who's this guy? Was Chico Twala and Longwe Twala. But let's go back to the incident where you just lost a person in a situation or circumstances like this. Police are this story is still fresh. Police are gathering as much information as possible. Khumalo drove to their home in Malabatin, and then it's an estate. I think it's an estate. So she gets there. The police follows after that later on, wanting access, and Khumalo refused. Told the security never to allow police who must come and gather information. Well, if I were to ask you a question, were they not cooking something right there? Were they not cooking something? Why would you deny police access? Guys, there's a question. People didn't think that we just arrive at the point where we just wanna hate on her. No, it is evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence that makes us. The more, I think, let me say, the more these people are talking, it's the more we are arriving at the point of distrusting them even further. Our trust is deteriorating every time there is a witness. That witness in this case, we just don't trust this woman. You know what I'm saying? Longwe arrived, and Tumelo tells us that the Longwe who had dreads, that doesn't have dreads anymore. The Longwe that we had a lot of questions about, when he arrived at Fort Loras, where this incident took place at, he didn't even greet. I don't know if you have noticed that, or if you have heard, if you are listening to the testimony, Longwe did not even greet. That, do you remember the question was asked by which advocate? Was it Mshololo? When she was cross-examining Ntozis, she asked this question: what was the demeanor of Longwe Twala when he arrived? Now you look, now Tumelo paints a picture of a guy who arrived and didn't even greet. I'm bringing this. You're gonna add 1 + 1 and give me the answer. I'm hoping it's not 11, but it's 2. Put this question into perspective. What was Longwe Twala's demeanor when he arrived? Tumelo paints a picture of a guy who's angry, doesn't want to greet the people in the house. Why? I want to leave it there. Why? Let's continue. The other points that were noted. Do you remember that in Tapseng's car was outside? Not in Tapseng, but Yolanda Nota's car was outside. When Tapseng was seated at the back seat, they were having a conversation. Do you remember that incident, right? So if you're looking at the house, it is Senzo Meyowa's house, it is this unknown neighbor Ngasha's house, and then Mapiri's house. This is the house where Tapseng was, right? Tumelo tells us that Tumelo and Mtozis went outside the yard. There's an electricity box right there. They were standing right outside, smoking in that electricity box. Do you remember that Mthokozi said they were when he was outside, he never saw the car? I don't know, I'm helping you. Put 1 + 1 and tell me the answer. Mthokozi told us that when he went out, there was no car. Who's lying? Something. Hey, they say lying is for smart people. Now I know. Let's go back to the hospital, right? Do you remember, according to Ntapseng, that when the doctor was giving them whatever the doctor was giving them, do you remember that the doctor requested what? Let me remind you. According to Tumelo Madlala, the doctor requested an elderly person, which was Kelly Khumalo's mother, right? Which is a gnome, right? She requested the mother to come and contrast that with Ntapseng's testimony. Ntapseng's testimony is that when the doctor came out to wanted to convey the sad news, the doctor wanted an elderly person, and the doctor approached her, and remember that she said that she couldn't blah 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 blah, but according to Tumelo's version, the doctor went there and found Khumalo, and it was Khumalo that was taken to explain this sad news. I'm just showing you this inconsistency. 1 + 1, I don't know. According to me, it's equals to 2, but maybe according to you, it might be equals to whatever number that you are gonna get. But I'm just showing you some inconsistencies that I've just seen right now. Right now, there's a question that okay, let's finish this one. There's a question that a friend of mine asked as this thing is proceeding. And remember that Tumelo had crutches, right? And 2 of them. Then the person asked this question. Tumelo was busy testifying, saying that they took Senzo Meyiwa to the BMW X6. The question is, you were using crutches, right? And now the crutches are left in the house. What were you using to take Senzo Meyiwa? Then others want us to arrive at the point where we're just gonna be. Guys, man, I won't. I'm not gonna believe something that is not believable. No, I'm not gonna believe something that is not believable. The last thing that I want us to talk about is this guy was on the witnesses protection because Senzo Meyiwa's father insulted the baby mama of Tumelo, right? To a point that they even lied and said that they were in Cape Town when they were actually in Richards Bay. Now, Richards Bay, to those that don't know, Richards Bay it's part of KZN, yeah. But most days, Durban, Joburg is a big place. Within Joburg, there are cities, you know what I'm saying, or towns. So Richards Bay, it's not far from Durban. I remember the other time we drove about a few minutes from where we were at Richards Bay to Durban. I think it's not that expensive, right? So they had to lie and say they were in Cape Town whilst they were in Richards Bay. So if you're looking at all of these things and you just want to add 1 + 1, for me, it really says that the father of Senzo Meyiwa was so disgusted by Tumelo's 360 U-turn. And the question is, if you then made a 360 U-turn, on top of the fact that, remember that there was a time where the police wanted access to Kelly Khumalo's estate, where they will access Tumelo and Kelly Khumalo and Malabatin, and she refused access. Pay attention to what I'm about to show you. She refused access to the police. She refused to give access, tell the security to tell the police that she's busy. They must come back the next day. Pause there. Go back to when the incident happened, right? Remember what Senzo Meyiwa's father said, that Tumelo made a phone call just when this thing has just happened and said, the Senzo Mayiwa has been shot by Zandi Khumalo's boyfriend, which is Longwe. So you now put these things that I've just told you together. There's a period where police were not allowed to interrupt them. What were they doing? Then the relationship between the father and Tumelo deteriorated. Then Tumelo is making a 360 U-turn from the initial call that he made to the father. How is this father supposed to believe? And how is this father supposed to treat Tumelo? How is this father's relationship supposed to be when he lost his child? You confessed, but you no longer want to go with the first statement. My last question that I want to submit to you is, there is a problem with the fact that, one, I think, because Senzo Mayiwa's father says that there was a call that was made by Tumelo to him, confessing this thing, right? And Kelly Khumalo was heard, look, behind the scene, saying, what shall I say to Senzo Mayiwa's mother? Crying. Now, put this thing together. Why is it that Nthabiseng's phone is not investigated? Senzo Mayiwa's father is not investigated, and Tumelo's phone is not investigated. Because if we were to crack Tumelo's phone, we will get the conversations that he made to this father of Senzo Mayiwa. But even if even if Tumelo has flashed his phone, we still have Senzo Mayiwa's father that we can track the incoming calls from Tumelo to this man. Nthabiseng's phone was used to call Chiko Twala, while Kelly Khumalo's phone was not used in the day of incident. Why can't we get records from Nthabiseng's phone and track Nthabiseng's calls and try and find out the content of the calls that were made, or the content of the conversation that took place between Chiko Twala and Kelly Khumalo, and also the other people, because it's not just Chiko Twala. We know Chiko Twala because Chiko Twala has came to be highlighted that he's one of the person that was called, but it's not only Chiko Twala. So we've got three people whose cell phones are of a greater importance in terms of cracking this case. And I'm sitting here, I'm worried that the police hasn't given us anything concerning these three people. And these three people are directly involved in this case. And if we can get information on these three people, then we can go further with this case, right? So this is me, trying to find something here and looking at this case. But the witness, Tumelo, I can't wait for the defense. I can't wait for the cross-examination, because so far he seems like he's put together, right? But what is going to happen then is the cross-examination is going, the thing that I like about it, they're going to go back to the first statement that at this moment we are not privileged to have said, okay, in your statement in your zone statement, you said 1, 2, 3. It's only when the defense now are taking the stand to cross-examine him, that's when we'll get to know, oh, so you said this, you said this, you said this, but now you told us this. So whatever Tumelo told us today, please pack it and pay attention to all of those details, because those details are going to take us tomorrow, when I think, because the cross-examination might start tomorrow, because right now the state is still guiding him as he's relaying his testimony. But I can't wait for the cross-examination. With that being said, let me close by saying, to those that don't know me, a lot of people have asked me, who are you? What's your name? Okay, my name is Bongani Masuku. Right. Speaking about that, yeah, I'm gonna start sharing my name, because a lot of people don't know that, don't know who am I. Yeah, so I want to leave it here for today, right? You and I, guys, will see each other in the next video. But until that next video, good people, please take care.